Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people to struggle. Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power. Peace and power. Peace and universal power and strength to the people of the struggle. Peace and power to the class. Peace and power to the tribe. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Salute, salute, salute. Tony Grant, salute, salute to you, King, salute. As you come through. V, what up, V? I'll hit you in a minute, V. As you come through. Control room, as you come through. Ha! The nurses in the building. Tucker, Yvette, Mark, D. What up, D? As you come on in. No. Oh, Grump. Darrell. What up? As you come on in. Know that you are in a safe space. Ain't that right, Farmer? Know that you are in a space of love, of elevation, of dialogue, of intelligence. Know as you come on in that you are encouraged to question, to answer, to seek solution. Know when you come on in here, we are seeking a path. Seeking a path to liberation. We want free. Okay? We want free. Hello. How you do? What's going on? Junebug, salute. What it do? Bring the ruckus. What up? Check this out. I did not trust and believe, as my day one D. O'Neill will tell you, I did not want to speak on this today or any other day because we've been here before, just recently. Ain't that right, Carol? We just had a discussion, but it's a little deeper now. It's a little deeper now. Okay? Philip, salute. It's a little deeper. And please, my classroom assistants, get the green screen info up. Get the green screen info up. And then if you're new to the class, the green screen is the Kiznash app. We want free. We must make sure that we have resources to get free. So green screen information up. And information, all contact information for any services. Any services. Anger management. Domestic violence. Life skills. Listen to the Loop Van. What up? Listen, it is essential. It is essential. Cool. It is essential. Finesse. It is essential that we acknowledge if we need help. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. So serious. Another day one of mine. One who I consider a little sister came up in the building with me, in this building right here, in 155 Workman Ave. She just recently buried her grandmother. Her grandmother transitioned not more than 3 weeks ago. And over the weekend, her brother took his own life. If you've seen it on Cash App in Coney Island, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The young man, yes, he had mental health issues. Yes, he was in programs. Yes, he was on medication. And it still was not enough. And the program may be liable for not attending to him. Took his own life by way of jumping off of the building. Please, if you are in crisis, please This is continuous. I do not come here and talk about my clients. I do not come and talk about my participants. You have no idea how many stories, how much trauma, how much anguish that people are going through every single day, struggling and have to continue pushing on and pushing through. I hear it all day, every day. We are going through it. You have to. I'm serious. It is utmost important for you to seek counsel if you need help. Do not feel that you are alone. Do what you gotta do. Book an assessment, book sessions. I'm serious. We are all this close from believing that there is no other alternative. Listen, it is essential. Trust and believe. Our oppressors do it. Any one of the wealthy that you know that you can point to, they all have consistent therapists on hand. The way you got your mechanic on hand, they got therapists. The way you got your barber and beautician on speed dial, they have therapists. It is essential for them to have therapists because of the evil that they got right here. The things that they're going through, what they're doing. So please do not hesitate. Don't hesitate. This is consistent. I hear it all day, every single day. Someone is struggling with something. Reach out, especially if you're in this class. And that's where we're at right now because Morant, trust and believe when I tell you something is going on. Something is off beat. There is an imbalance because it makes absolutely no rational sense to do what he's doing. It makes no sense that people around him are allowing the behavior. Krieger Bailey, salute. Yes, we see the yard is in the building. Listen, if you don't know, let's bring you up to speed. Morant, again, another viral video of him displaying what appears to be a firearm, what appears to be a handgun, what appears to be a pistol. Okay? even after just a couple of months ago. I see you, Wilson, NC in the building. Okay? Just a few months ago, a couple of months ago, weeks ago, he was punished, chastised, spoken to by the National Basketball Association for the event that happened in the club, where he was caught on video displaying what appeared to be a weapon, handgun. VA in the building. What up, Buck? So, again, we questioned what was going on. Hey, Vegas, we see you. We see you. We questioned what was going on. Me, specifically, questioned his father, the parenting. And everybody centered on the fact that he could lose what we believe is a major fortune. Right? We believe a major fortune. When we're talking about somebody coming from South Carolina, right? And SC's in the building. What up, Convo? What up? You understand what I'm saying? We know what it's like to come from SC. We know what it's like to come from Charleston, to come from Columbia, to come from the low country. We know what it's like down there. We know the behavior down there. We know the patterns. So people centered on the fact that here's this young man that out of millions of people who had a dream, out of hundreds of people whose father was equipped with the talent to get his son to recognize the possibilities of that dream to fulfill it. And then we even recognize the fact that even out of those hundreds, that this young man was so talented and gifted that not only making it to the league, but starting and becoming a superstar. So that triggered people to have all these dialogues and conversations. To people, to those who played basketball, who had that dream, who children and cousins and brothers and aunts had that dream. We understand that. We know the odds. And it triggered people to having these conversations about squandering opportunity, about throwing away the chance to be wealthy, throwing it all out for this behavior that seemed very immature and childish. I questioned the sanity of the father. I questioned the sanity of Jah. I questioned that and had a very, very deep dialogue about it right here on this chin. I also told you that I work with young men, not young men like John Morant, who was disciplined enough, who had the institution enough to go through school, who have the support enough to be able to go through school, college, make it to the league. I deal with high-risk men who already in the street, who already busting their gun, who might have been hit already, who have no other alternatives that they believe in other than to stay in the street. So I know what that real dude is like. I know who really holds that thing, who really busts that thing, who really, really has no hope. I've been that youth. I've been that kid. I've been that young adult. I've been that adult. All right? I caught my bid at 25. After three different enrollments in college, a tour in the U.S. Army, and a bid. And still, at 25, going on 26, caught a decade. Really 30 years. And it broke down to a decade. I've been that determined individual looking to hurt. Looking to shoot. I've been there. I know that mind. And I don't have vices. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't get high. I didn't have those vices. I was determined, angry, looking at all the things that I had against me and not realizing, salute, Van, much appreciated for the green screen. Didn't realize my own potential to be greater. So I've been there. So nobody gonna tell me about what it's like to have guns on your hip. Nobody's gonna tell me what it's like to be amongst peers. Most of my peers wasn't as active as I was. So we're going to get into the stupidity of what it means to carry guns, what it means to have a firearm, and to let people know. See, the stupidity isn't in having it. Because as a group of people, we've always had guns. Always. There's never been a time in documented history that our people, melanated people, especially in the South and out West, didn't have guns. We've been had it. So if you don't know, do the research, do the history. I can remember even in the 70s going down south, going to see my family in Sparta, Georgia, where every pickup truck had a rifle in the back. Displayed. Never hidden. And I used to bug out and be like, damn, they don't do it like that in New York. Down south in Georgia, every pickup truck, whether you're black, whether you were white, they had a shotgun. Full display. Full display. So let's not get into a white, a black issue. Let's not get into the firearm and acting as if this shit is new. It's not new. Our people have always been armed. Always. And they tell you Malcolm X's father, Mr. Little, bust that hammer. They tell you Medgar Evers, bust that hammer. Then they tell you that old quiet Rosa Parks, bust that hammer. We always had them. Always. So it's not new. What is new is the legalities of it and the mentality of those who have it, especially when you're too young for it. Now, as somebody who was raised in a war zone, raised in East New York, Brooklyn, notorious gunslingers, we were always, I don't know about most, but I know the ones who raised me up. So you don't never want nobody to know that you got this on you. You don't want anybody to know that you got it on you. That defeats the purpose. So I would have two on me. Two. Wouldn't know. Always at least one. But sometimes two. Much younger than him. I'm talking about 15, 16, 17. But once you got it on you, and they know you got it on you, it's a different treatment that you get in the streets. Then, if they know you got it on you, and you bust it, it's a different treatment you get in the street. Then, if they know you keep it on you, and you bust it, and you know what you're doing, and you can hit someone with it, it's a totally different energy. Now people are very apprehensive around you. I know because I live it. No one is comfortable around you, especially if you're in the street. Why? Because you're an ultimate threat. Because you're not fronting with it. You're not fronting with it. They know, and that vibrates throughout the street. This one right here is not to be played with and not to be trusted. Because he got it on him and he's going to use it. So when you living that life and you running around and you moving around and nobody wants that. I didn't want that. This is something that came to me. This is something that happened. Because now they treat you in a certain way. Even your closest friends are nervous and paranoid. So the mere fact that we have these young men on social media, then we have these athletes, some, these rappers, some, showing it, we know for an absolute fact that there's something wrong up here, that there's something that's not connecting. Because when people see you and deem you a threat, they ready to knock you off by any means. You may have some who want to meet that energy right there. And you may have others that may want to call authorities and deal with you that way. So it's no fun in it. There ain't no fun in it. I spent many years concealing who I am, concealing that energy. And you become a master at that. You learn to smile more all the time. You learn to be disarming around people because this is your chosen field. That you have to be a master of deception in order to get people to just be comfortable. Because that energy's on you. Because you know that right there, wherever you got it, you can cause the ultimate harm. And it's an ego that come with it. And it's a demeanor that come with it. And people recognize it. That's how police always know when somebody got it on them. Because you walk different. You talk different. You smell different. You think they got, right? Gun-sniffing dogs. They're not sniffing the gun. They're sniffing the ammo, the cordite, right? The other metals. Everything about you is different. So when you're doing this and you're not that, we know that is an issue. And he's not the only one. He's just the one that we are utilizing for this dialogue because the consequences for him is much greater. The story will be much more tragic. Because it's such a waste. It is such a waste when there is no reason for it. There's no reason for it. Because there's different levels. When anybody, whether you're in the street, whether you work every day, there's different levels to your safety. But when you're in the street, there's a level of where you're walking, right? Most of the young folks, they're stuck in the communities, right? Because they're young, can't get a license till they're 18, so they can't drive. So that limits their movement, which is why when they get into these beefs, they're easy pickings for each other. So now what happens? You try to seek resource. You try to get resource to do what? To secure yourself. So in order to secure yourself, to get off your feet, you need a vehicle. Then that allows you to move. And in that movement, you experience different things. You see different things. You may get into different things. Okay? And as you get more resource, now you're able to move. Damn. Get my peoples out of the project because I'm in the project doing my dirt, or I'm in the hood doing my dirt. Now I got resource. I got a car. Now I got a house. Now that, again, gives that person movement People don't know when and where you're coming, how you're moving, where you're showing up at. This is why a lot of people from New York start hustling out of town, was able to go out of town, do a lot of dumb shit, come back home, or do a lot of dumb shit home, go back out of town. Movement. You see what I'm saying? The young people get caught up in it. Now, when you're young and happen to have a talent and can jump from poverty to riches, whoa, you would think that that individual would be smart enough to not want to dwell in those type of behaviors unless the behavior is something that is a construct in the mind through conditioning. So you get conditioned by what? By the individuals around you, by your peers, by your cultural affiliations. And that's conditioning. But even the dumbest individual knows right from wrong. Even the dumbest individual knows when they've been given a gift or not. If the person does not understand the gift that they've been given, we have to assume that they're not well. If the individuals around them are not equipped with the understanding that they are going to squander the gifts because they too benefit from the gift of this individual. They're in the new house. They're eating every day. They have different clothes. They're washing their ass on a regular basis with new soaps and all type of things they never had before. If they don't understand that that can be taken away, then something is wrong with them as well. Okay? Now it's easy because the first incident, the consequences came and the threat was there. So that should have shook everybody up. But because it was excused, because it was shoulder shrug, because you're not respecting the institution or the gift, okay? Not respecting the institution or the gift, something is lacking up here. Or you may have a trick up the sleeve that we don't know about. Who are we? But conscientious observers. Okay? So as we make an attempt through dialogue to figure these things out, we start to give reason. Scientifically, we try to give reason. So we try to say, oh, well, he's a youngin'. He's this is what they do. The kid's out of control. That's not true, though. Because the kids are not out of control. Because the wealthy kids of the NBA are not all out of control. Just this dummy. Let's see. Because as a 23-year-old, now we have to see who else is there. Zion, 22, 23 years old. Have every reason to wig out. Been injured back and forth. Ain't been on the court. We don't see him with no hammer. We don't see him with no strippers, nothing. Jordan Poole, 22, 23. Golden State Warriors. Punched in the mouth by Draymond. Right? He He ain't in nothing. Don't see him with no hammers. In the clubs, nowhere. Hold on. Colin Sexton for the Cavs. 22, 23 years old. Jared Allen. 23 for the Cavs. Damn the old Cavs. All of them in the playoffs. In 22, 23. Darius Garland, 23. Tyrese Maxey from the Sixers, 22. Anthony Edwards, 21, 22 from Minnesota. Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies. His teammate, 23. T. Holiday, salute, much appreciated. So hold on. None of them. And some of them come from way less than what he had. Way less. That's right, LaMelo Ball too. Okay? That's his peer group. So if he was influenced by his peer group and the culture, why he hasn't been influenced the way they have been to play the hand that they have been given, understanding the opportunity and running with it. Because all of them have the same thing. They may not be in the top 5, but all of them right there, all of them was in the playoffs. All of them are going to get at least 90 to 100 mil on their next contracts. They may not get to 200, but all of them is getting a buck and change. Ain't none of them wilding out. They all part of the NBA Players Association, got agents, got managers. They got teams, team owners. But this dummy here, processing is off. Okay? Now we can say it's young folks all we want, but let me show you the young folks of the NBA draft of 2009. You know who was in that draft as a young person in 2009? Steph Curry. I ain't see Steph Curry with no hammer. DeMar DeRozan, Blake Griffin, Drew Holiday, Taj Gibson. That's a 2009 NBA draft class. What happened? And I see you went there, cooked the books. He want to be NBA young boy? Nah, I can't rock with that. Because in the 2009 draft class, you know who was running the hip-hop culture? Young Money. 50 Cent. Thank you, Blue Pariah. Salute. Thank you for the green screen. Right? 50 Cent, his song, Death to My Enemies, was the 2009 banger. Kid Cudi, Day and Night, 2009 banger. With a remix by Dummy Jim Jones. Gucci Man had the South rocking with Lemonade. All the Young Money songs. Every Girl in the World, Steady Mobbing, all the ratchet stuff Wayne was throwing out. Young Money ran 2009. Steph Curry became an icon in the game. Wasn't influenced by the culture. Music or nothing. Neither was DeMar DeRozan, Blake Griffin, Taj Gibson. None of them. They were young too. There's something wrong right here with him. There's something wrong here with him. It is evident when you watch the video. He knew he was being recorded because his man was throwing it up the hammer sign. And when he threw it up, John looking right there and pull out his real thing. Something's not well. It's off up here. It is off. Again, what good is having a hammer on you if people know about it? Then they're not coming to talk. When your reputation for having it on you precedes you, you got a different type of interaction. And the real danger in it, since you're not of that life and not always around that individual or those group of individuals, you run around with your family a lot. Pops, Mom, they run around. He's not no street dude. They're not in the street. But again, we're not going to forget that as a Southerner, everybody has arms. They do. All the time. It's legal, it's legitimate, and because we are under the gun, it's expected that we need it with proper training. Nobody's against that. What we're against is the behavior. Because not only do we see it, but you know who else see it? Law enforcement see it. You know what law enforcement think when it was excused the first time? Who's this little Negro boy running around with guns and a bunch of money? Don't like that, especially in this climate. So now, who's to say that the racist that's within law enforcement don't have it out for him? And you may not be by yourself. He may not be with his peer group. He may be with his family. And some rogue law enforcement run up on him. And you know what the title is? He's known to carry weapons, armed, and considered dangerous. That's your label. Dangerous, not because of what you will do, but because of the potential and because you're playing with it as if it's a toy. So that makes you dangerous and not professional or disciplined with it. So law enforcement is alerted. If we pull him over, we might have to pop him and whoever else is in the vehicle. So now you're a danger to your family. You're a danger to yourself. You're a danger to the community. I mean, we come into this class to learn. We come to this class to seek truth. We come to this class to correct ill behavior and to make sure it's not within us. Okay? That's the tag. Armed and considered dangerous. Armed and considered dangerous. Second time. First time was in a controlled environment in a club. This time in a moving vehicle. Playing with fire. That's all we saying. He's playing with fire. So you can lose the endorsement deals. Could be suspended for whatever. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever the hell they're going to do to you. You could even lose your entire NBA career. And of course, there'll be discussions and people talk about it and all that. My thing is, you could lose your life. You could lose your life and the life of those around you. I mean, that's what the discussion should be about. See, holiday salute. You understand? That's what it is. This is the discussion. Because my thing is whether he was getting 250 million or not. I'm sure at some point this behavior would have shown his face. He didn't just start picking up a gun. I guarantee you that. First time anybody holds a gun, they nervous as hell. Don't want nobody to know nothing. Shit is tough. And they keep touching it. Scared. When you're loose like that, that means you've been holding for a long time. You've been doing this for a minute. That's why you keep getting caught now. Because you're comfortable with it. That's why you keep getting caught. Because you're comfortable in this behavior that is immature and foolish. Just like the gunman in the street. You're comfortable with it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. A lot of stick-up kids real comfortable doing it anywhere, anytime, all day, every day, and they slip. And if they lucky, they go to jail. And if not, police pop them. I've seen dudes lose their life. I've seen dudes lose their ability to walk. Simple as that. Okay? Stephen A., I don't give a... What about Stephen A.? Man, he been a bird. He been a bird. That's a whole different build if we gonna go there with him. He's not a snitch. He's just a straight up coon. He's a coon. And he is who they're using to steer the narrative. We don't waste time on that coon here unless we're going to give it a whole breakdown. We don't do that. We're concentrating on what these young people are doing. The mental imbalance and the lack of nurturing. Because that's what it's about. That lack of nurturing pushes people to behaviors and making decisions that they don't understand the consequence of. I got people in jail to this day that got 25 years in and don't understand the consequences of their actions. They still stupid. And if they were to come home today, would do the same shit. People don't understand the potential of what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a melanated person and struggling through these institutions. Struggling to find ourselves. What is your purpose? Maybe his purpose ain't to play ball. Maybe we got it all wrong. You see? Maybe his purpose is to get shot down by law enforcement so we can see the error in the actions. Maybe that's the purpose. See, because social media got it all twisted around. We see these things and believe that these people are here because they're supposed to be here, supposed to be doing what they're doing. We may be missing the jewels. That's why you come to the class. To discuss and figure it out. Maybe he's supposed to get popped. So we can learn from the tragedy. It ain't age thing. I'm telling you, it ain't a generational thing. It's lack of nurturing because we don't love ourselves. We don't love each other. We don't build and educate each other and stay away from whitey. Gotta nurture these young people. You gotta speak to these young people. You gotta give them purpose. And in the course of that, if they gotta pick up a broom and sweep some shit, then pick up a broom and sweep some shit. If you gotta wipe a window, wipe a window. If you gotta go to a fat broad that you don't discuss nothing with and plead your case. Plead your case. Find you a purpose. Don't just waste it. Don't waste yourself. Don't waste it. Once you behind them walls, it's nothing. Once you're in that grave, it's nothing. There's no possibilities. Nothing is coming from that. That's where we at with it. What is the purpose? Why are our young people here? They have baby showers for these little bastards that's running around acting crazy. Somebody loved them at one point. Then they discarded them when they seen how much work it takes. These are little people with brains, with emotions, with a spirit. You got to speak life into that spirit. Educate them young brains. Revolutionize them. Rebelize them. Without that nurturing, they all got the possibility to do that. They don't understand what 240 million mean. They don't understand the life shift. He ain't been nurtured. He ain't been nurtured. Because you able to stick a penis in somebody and bring a child, that's nature. That ain't a skill set. Busting open your wop and letting somebody do that to you is not a skill set. That is nature. Once this child gets here, how do you nurture that child? Where's the nurturing part to raise them up to be somebody that's responsible, that's not waving a gun in the air, listening to another dumbass music? Nurturing, it takes a responsible man to nurture somebody to grow a man-child up. That's why I said the pops is a dummy. The system don't care about it. They'll get another dude like that to give 250 million to. Got dudes in the hood that jump up out of the gym at any given time. That shit ain't no skill no more. They got 7-footers now bringing the ball up. They'll find another one just like that. So they don't care about them. Who's going to nurture this young man? Could be too late. Could be too late. But what ain't too late is for y'all to book y'all sessions. For y'all to get an assessment to see exactly where you at so you don't squander your opportunity. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Start hitting them DMs saying, yo, brother, I need an assessment, man. Listen, I don't know, I may have an anger issue. Yo, listen, wifey punched me in the mouth. We going through it. She been violent with me for years. I'm getting my ass whipped. Ladies too. Yo, this, that. My son going through issues. I seen him put a hand on his. Listen. I'm telling you, everything is all right until it ain't. Everything is all right until it ain't. Again, listen. You hear what I'm saying? It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. I'm telling you. We can only watch now. We can only watch now. We don't know what's going on, how it's going to go on. We not part of that institution. We could just watch. I wouldn't be surprised if they can him for 6 months. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It is what it is. We gonna watch the finals, whether he here or not. We gonna watch the finals, right? This whole rigged up soap opera type bullshit. We gonna watch it, right? We all know LA ain't supposed to be there. He wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs. We know they forced him through. Huh? We know Boston ain't supposed to be there. Sorry, brown girl, but they wasn't supposed to be there. We read the wrong script, right? We thought it was gonna be the two Titans, Embiid and Joker. We thought it was gonna be that. It was gonna be the finals. Flip the script on us. Somebody want Bronny to win. You understand? They want that old Celtics, Lakers shit, dynamic. So they put it in the script. Yeah, exactly. He was trash. All of a sudden you have a 50 pack. We know what it is. But what we need to know is that we don't have to feed into it. Don't let them get your mind. Don't let them get your mind. Okay? So until later on, make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Keep your head up, eyes open. Believe in yourself. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Believe in my belief in you. And we got much better things to talk about and discuss than this. All right? Yeah, because there's some real shit going on that we need to catch up to. Okay? So salute. Thank everybody for coming. Hit the green screen on your way out. All my classroom assistants. I shall see y'all soon. Okay?